So we can all move to the fifth dimension, which is just a shift of the frequency of the mind, where you know that you're safe, you know that you're loved, you know you don't have to work to be loved. There's a dimension where you know that all of this is happening, and you can connect to this at this level with everyone that is in your life. So it doesn't have to be the confirmation each time, the confirmation to yourself, confirmation you're loved. In this dimension, you really live in that sense of knowing, the sense of self-awareness that we are one. And we can all move there from adjusting our frequency. So the vibration of the singing bowls helps the brain, instead of becoming obsessive with something that it's not enough, something that is scary, like just one solution, one aspect, one path that we know. So in a 3D dimension, we know only one path, and it's a cause and effect. This happened, now this is gonna be. And because this happened, this is how I'm gonna be from now on. When you're in a fifth dimension, there is one cause, there are tons of effects. You can really choose. Was this a good experience? Was this something, what did I learn from this? What did I choose to become in spite of what happens to me? So we are not the consequence of what happens to us, but we can take from what happens to become, we choose to become. So it's almost a trampoline, kind of a jump. Also the dimensions with loved one, people that we lost in this dimension, we become very clear that there's not a loss, there is a transition. And in your fifth dimension, you really feel the connection with the divine being that is part of us all. And so the part of people that the past, we have this connection that it's very peaceful and very clear. I always felt that, but my father just passed away last March. And it's amazing. We are closer than ever because I really see the dimension he is in. I really feel it. You know, it's something that I saw step by step what he was doing in his evolution. So this is really, living in a fifth dimension, you understand that what we see, it's not all that it is. There is much more. And through the frequency of the sounds, we start to be aware of what is around our body. So what keeps us in a three-dimensional reality is that we are attached to the familiar. We're familiar to what we see, and we don't even see what is back. So sometimes we're not familiar with what's behind us. So to become aware that the body is all connected to other reality, other spaces, that there is space that we take here that reflects in the universe. The space in the universe that is having effects from what we do in our space. So when you connect to the sound, you start to feel this space, and you immediately feel the space in the universe that is reflecting your vibration, your thinking, your feelings, everything that you connect to. So through this journey, you become, there's something that happens in your brain, you're understanding that you're not just a material being, but you're also a spiritual being. And the one is not better than the other. They are just connected, and they have to be infused with each other. Okay, so that's where the journey is going to be. The first part is going to be a little bit, sometimes not so pleasant, but if it's not pleasant, it's very effective, because it means that there's some crusts that needs to shake up. So if you feel that you want to stand up and go, it's the energy that you're releasing and needs to stand up and go, not you necessarily. You're just feeling the feeling of the energy. Make sense?
Yeah, that's why I just stepped to left. That's the noise.
Yeah.
I just shut the door, so.
Good.
Yeah. So what we're going to do also, we're going to use everything, every sound, every noise, everything that it's not, from the sacred, we have to use it. Like if it is like a drilling outside, for example, you use it to drill your crusts, to let it go. If it is slamming door, use it to slam some doors that it's not good for you. You understand? Once you are a spiritual being, you know that everything serves you. So don't necessarily be bothered from something. If it's something inside that bothers you, watch it and say, okay, you can go. I don't need to, especially if it's a familiar feeling. Okay. All right. So let's start. Let's start with the breathing. I feel a little bit off balance because we are. Yes.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Oh yes. Okay. That's something that will be useful.
You want us to move around? What do you want?
Yeah, if you, the three of you, because I figured you want to stay there. If you want to go here, perfect. So 2 and 2. Yeah, perfect. So we can. Very good. So my name is Donatella Moltisanti. I am a sound healer and a spiritual and holistic counselor, and I've done this for more than 30 years with my voice, with students, and I really started to apply these signs of sound when I started to self-heal myself from very chronic fatigue, very debilitating diseases that just went away because I was singing to myself with the singing bowls. And because I've always been teaching and I'm working with clients and really everything I assimilated, I master, I'm very happy to share. So I'm here to share also this, the signs of the sound and how the signs of the sound can change our chemistry. I've been working with many doctors, holistic doctors throughout the country to really scientifically prove how this method is so efficient and real. So I'm very glad to be back here today because it was an amazing experience last year, so I was very, very excited to come back. And we're going to start now with a breathing technique that I use so that you can kind of release everything, that your attention from outside and bring the attention inside. So what I'm teaching here is the ancient breathing technique that we use for opera, and we use the top of the nose. There are 2 holes in the skull. It's called guane. So I will ask you to imagine that you have an opening here, so that you don't tense your nostrils. You are completely relaxed. You breathe here, and you go around your head, and just relax. Just let it go. When you do that, the body really takes all the air that it needs because you are not interfering with the body's intelligence. So this is there are many, many, many ways of breathing, but this way of breathing, it really induces you in a state of trance, of meditation, that it's immediate. So just breathe in again, and then relax and exhale. And you will feel that you exhale very little air, even though you breathed a long time, because the air, the oxygen is being absorbed from the bloodstream, from the lungs or the capillaries. The body is really absorbing it. So keep breathing and imagine this circle, semicircle, to be even wider. And as you go wider, feel how your body, the bottom of your body, gets really filled up with energy and with oxygen, with air. And just put in now your intention. Connect it to an intention. Why you're here today. What is it you want? You want to expand, you want to release, you want to heal, something specific. Really, the intention, the intelligence of the intention will connect to the sound, and the sound will really work on what physically you want to go or energetically you want the energy to go. So attention is creation. So keep breathing with intention and attention. Very good. Right. So now I invite you to mentally say your name so that you embody yourself even deeper. And now associate to your name a feeling of self-love, feeling of gratitude, feeling of forgiveness, feeling of abundance, feeling of peace. And if it is even some negative feeling, just breathe in and give it to the frequency of the breath. And when you exhale, let the breath take it up. So now tune in into the frequency of what you want to bring in your life with this experience. There's nothing that's too small or too big. You just be open to receive. Don't judge yourself for what you ask. This is also a very good moment to connect within yourself. If there are parts of yourself you want to go back to connect, if you're disconnected from your lower side or you're disconnected from your higher frequencies, if you're connected to people in your life, just so you can ask for this harmony to come to create connection. You can connect to your inner family. Very good. Now we start to work with the sound. slowly open your eyes when you feel ready. And shake a little bit your arms, your hands, with the awareness of what you have released. Just come back to yourself and notice how you feel now and if it's different. And just feel this new space that includes you and the perception of you around you, above you, below you. Just appreciate how much bigger you are than when we started. And I'm glad that I instructed you to use the outside noises to serve you because it's really important. So what happens is in life, we have this space inside, this resonance, this connection, this vibration, and then there are all distractions, people's energies that are disrespectful, that are annoying, that are distractful, that takes us off path. But to know, to keep the inside resonance in spite of everything that happens outside is the biggest lesson that we need to learn. And so to find love for everything that's around, and to actually, instead of allow the external power to affect us, we can feel our power affecting others. So more you expand yourself, more you expand your heart, your sense of being, and your vibration, like really each one of us has a specific tone. So if you feel that tone, if you feel that frequency, and you hold it, and you hold it, and you hold it, and there's sometimes we are off tone, or people around us are off tone. So if we are too naive, unprepared, we start to vibrate in their frequency, and then we find ourselves out, of balance because we just didn't know how to hold the tone. So if we hold this tone here, then we allow people to go off and on and back in, and we are not involved in judgment because we are not affected negatively. And if the people around want to get the benefit, they can get it. If they don't, they won't. It's not about you. For you, the focus is to really find that vibration, that firm tuning that's your being. It's your spine. It's the combination of everything that you are. You recognize the sound, you recognize the frequency. There's a frequency of compassion, of love, self-love, being larger than life. I'm larger than life. So once you start to feel around you, you feel that vastness of life, right? So anybody wants to share the experience before we go to the last phase?
I think my crust broke.
Say again?
My crust broke.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain what I felt. I felt expanded.
Yes.
I felt like I let go. There's room for more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's really nothing that we can explain with words.
No.
But we can feel what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And cross your legs so you can do more. Okay. Because we cross to hold back a little bit to.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I invite you is to really let it go when you know. It's the craziest thing for humans to accept the unknown. We need to know first. And that's why we can never go from third dimension to fifth dimension, because we stick with what we know, we reproduce what we know, we bathe in what we know. But what more beautiful and safe, they allow sound to navigate you what you don't know, so that you can really feel that frequency and still feel safe, right?
How do you find that? Or do you just know? When you find your...
Yeah, you know.
You just know.
Yeah. There is something, like with different sound, did you find back in the same space? Right? It took the different sounds, the different songs, touched you in a different way, but took you in the same spot, right? At the end.
Right.
Yeah, that's your tuning, that's your frequency, that's what you recognize. And then you open that space and you go inside that space and you start to navigate and you say, what do I need to know about myself? Who am I to myself? Right? Assuming that you are what people told you that you are, you start to, from that inner space and that resonance and that beautiful, pure vibration, then you start to get information about the beauty that you are. And each one of us has chosen to bring one frequency, one energy, to contribute. Each one of us brings a gift, and it's a gift to each other. And so I can get your gift, you can get my gift. It's like, you know, it's natural. It's really, we can share our gifts. But if you don't know that you are a gift, and you didn't meet your gift, you didn't develop your gift, you don't know, you can be still in searching. But if this is the way you know your gift, and so you share. You are a sound among sounds. Yep. This is something you can ask to know which gift you are you. And the gifts, that's good, that's good. The gifts they're not more valuable, less valuable. And at soul level, the soul said, oh, I bring this. Okay, this is very little, right? And this is a big, but yeah, this is gorgeous. This does, and this too. But it's not, you know, this is like, that's a really important sound. And it's a clearing sound. So if they would release this, find a door and takes everything out. Right? So this is this takes the sound, the energy inside. All the energy and takes it inside. So this is, we can ground and this. Like a bamboo, it's no less valuable than an oak tree. So we need to get this in our mentality, in our mind. And the curiosity and the journey is to really discover what's your gift. What's your gift?
That greater connection was very well illustrated when you first started with the earth bowl. And all of a sudden, there was the breeze or the blowing sound that
Yes.
you were making, and then outside,
Yes.
the leaves. It was like you were invoking
Yeah.
the energy of the
You can very well believe it.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but maybe yes.
It was very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. I really want you to use your imagination, your inner child imagination. When you are in this space of awareness, if you laugh, if you move, the universe knows you're laughing, that you're moving, the whales in the ocean know that what are you doing? You know, considering the primary animals that have been here for thousands of years, they know exactly what we're doing. Because we are from the same consciousness. So if we tap into that frequency and that level of resonance, then there's very little effort to be alive. Very little effort. That's the movement. You don't push through life. You just go, and by default, you just go. That's how the resonance goes, right? There's one little thing we need to do. We need to know that we need to turn off the programmings, the TVs, and just breathe in and go inside and discover this world, even if it's 10 minutes a day. That acknowledge this world and acknowledge this world until it becomes unified. You have a foot on the 3D, a foot on the 5th dimension, and you are present in this dimension, and not, you know, poo-poo, and bring the 5th dimension, the abundance, the love, the communion and the union. But you have to have a foot here, a foot there, and the Indians, ancient Indians, they say, I'm here, I'm there. That's the ultimate meditation, I'm here, I'm there. And this is ancient meditation. It means I'm in the 3 dimension where everything is struggle and there's material stuff that's important. In the 5th dimension where nothing is a struggle and there is no effort, everything is. So if you unite the two, The spirit alone, it's too, it just escapes. The material alone is too heavy to go through. We need to have this commune connection. So we need to manage how to take this here and this there. So we are an instrument that can do that, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody else? You look very happy.
Calm. Not very happy, calm.
There's happiness in calmness.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that the third dimension doesn't give us struggle and pains, but even that can become a bliss from the fifth dimension. It's a bliss. It's an experience. I thought that, you know, it was very hard for me to lose my father, and was the biggest bliss because he really is contributing much more to this here and there connection. He's teaching me so much. And I was teaching him. I would always say, Daddy, death doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Yeah, it doesn't exist. You just have to believe it. Don't think about death. It doesn't exist. There's life and afterlife, but that is never death. Trust me, that's the way it is. So I said, how do I prepare to this life and afterlife, life to life? I said, you just connect to make sure that you have the great theme that takes you into the afterlife. Let's be life and life. And he did it. He did it, and I saw him doing it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And so I keep seeing him. I keep seeing him. He's like an angel. So we pray for ourselves, we pray for them, we pray for this world, we pray for each other. In this fifth dimension, this harmony, the frequency prays in itself. It's not, oh my gosh, I have a list of prayers and I do later. I pray that. It's not mental. It's your heart that prays. Praise yourself and praise people. So instead of being competition, jealousy, feeling less, and comparing, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. If you have it, oh my gosh, if this frequency exists for everybody. So as you see a frequency that you cherish and bless, expands in your world and people's world. That's the fifth dimension. That's where you start to connect and create. Do not be separated. Just be curious to know more. There's never separation. Okay?
I've had insomnia and I just felt like I had a very deep sleep.
Yeah.
And just, I could feel different spots that were cold at first, and then I warmed up. It got really hot. And then there were spots that I was holding on to and they were letting go. So that was good.
Beautiful. Very good. At one point I sang a little bit of a lullaby. So I felt, because what I do, I tune into the people energy frequency, and I knew that it was a need for a lullaby to open spaces inside. So when we have insomnia, this lack of trust to lose control. And it's something that pushes us outside. We cannot. It's an experience that kept us never lose control. So there was that lullaby that said, you can go. You can go in that space. You can really relax. Relaxation is the ultimate manifestation of faith. So you know you can relax because you are safe. You can. I'm glad. Thank you. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. So now we go in the last phase of the meditation where you co-create with the sound. So be clear what you're receiving now, because before now has been like releasing. By the way, the cold frequency is when there is something that it's not live, but it's a frozen energy, this missing life that you're carrying. So when you feel that cold, it's because the sound is shaking it and literally separate from you. And then I use the shakers to shake it away, right? So when you release, and then the warmth, it's the healing. It's the energy that was not able to come in because of that frozen, dead frequency that was not yours, that was not alive anymore, so it needs to go, and the warmth is the healing. So you will go a lot between cold and warm because you release, you receive, and restore. Okay? Great. Okay, so let's again go back to close your eyes. breathe in. Come back to your breath inside your body. Feel grounded and expanded. Connect with gratitude inside your heart. This beautiful body that holds space for you, for your journey. Just really be grateful to be in this body here and now. This body is really not solid, it's constant fluid being. And know that you are also constant fluid in movement. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much. And I'll be available for any questions, any further sharing if you want. Thank you.